Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Mujer De Exito, Unbounded, Woman of Success Without Limits. So let me just share a little bit about what's happening today. So for those of you that are watching me on the YouTube channel, you can see that I closed my, and this happens a lot, right? So I want to say that thank you for being here. Thank you for, always being a part of this Mujer de Exito Unbounded, podcast. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And I am so incredibly grateful for each and every one of you, each and every one of you. I want to say that I am ready now to go live and begin. So let me just say that, hola amigas, gracias por estar aquí, gracias por venir a Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel. And if you're not watching me in the YouTube channel, if you are listening to me, you're probably wondering, what the heck is going on with this woman? Well, if you're listening to me and wondering that, then I'm going to invite you to watch the YouTube channel so you can see me actually doing the work, right? Instead of just listening. So if you're listening, though, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, this is Mujer de Exito Unbounded, and I am Marti Angel, Marti Angel, your host. And I'm so incredibly grateful for each and every one of you. Hola, amigas emprendedoras. Gracias por estar aquí. Gracias por estar aquí como mujer de éxito que tú eres, right? So this is a story about me being very vulnerable right now. I'm going to share a little story because I love stories. So the other day, somebody asked me, it was really just like the light bulb went on. But if you're bilingual or trilingual, anything other than monolingual, have you noticed that your brain talks to you in all the languages that you know? Or am I the only one that sends, that sends that to my brain? So anyway, let me tell you the story. So I was walking in the store and somebody said to me in Spanish, hola, ¿qué tal? And for some reason I was distracted and I looked up and I answered in English. Now, there's nothing wrong with that unless you are growing first generation, where my dad used to, pound into my head, if you speak English, or if somebody speaks English to you, you answer in English. If somebody speaks Spanish, you answer in Spanish. I don't know what happened, but I totally lost it. And then I could hear my voice inside my head, inside the critical voice going like, I mensa, dummy, And so not only do you get beat up in Spanish, but you get beat up in English. And then there's a little bit of French. I'm not quite, I would say I used to be 100% fluent in French as well, but now I've lost it to about maybe 60%. Anyway, that 60% sure remembers how to bring me down in French. So anyway, that's a story for you to think about if you're listening to your hair, to your ears, to your internal voice. But let's get started with today's podcast show. All right. So today is part one of two parts. You know that I love to talk about tips and tricks so that you can build your six-figure wealth. And I want to remind you that this podcast is where Mujeres de Exito and people that know Mujeres de Exito have stories of women de Exito who have gone from surviving to thriving so that you can help others gain clarity and focus so they too can be a six-figure income earner. That's really important. If the majority of us were six-figure income earners, then we could actually begin to live a life that is stress-free, right? All right, so today we're talking about Bilingual Business Insights. It's part one of two parts. And once again, I am your host, Marti Angel, and I am excited to embark on this little two-part journey with you to help you create six figures while still integrating the simple daily practices in your business. So let's get to it. Tip number one, clarify your vision. What does that mean? That means that it all begins with a clear vision. Empiecen a pensar, ¿cómo van a clarificar la visión que tienen para su negocio? How are you going to bring this about? Imagine this. Each morning, as you wake up and you greet the day, you take a moment to envision the life and the business you desire. You close your eyes and you see it clearly. Your successful venture is thriving and you are making a positive impact. You visualize the steps you need to take to get there, the challenges you might face, and the victories you'll celebrate along the way. But it doesn't stop at the visualization alone. So many people think that you can sit on the couch and just visualize all day long and it'll happen. No. See, when The Secret was released a long time ago in 2006, that's what it gave them the feeling that that's all you had to do, that you could sit on the couch, watch TV and visualize all day long and it would happen. No. I'm very sorry. Aquí estoy para decirles que así no se hacen las cosas, right? You take your vision a step further by writing it down. So there's an action. Number one, action. Write it down. Take the vision, pull it out from your head and put it down in a journal. And in a journal that's going to draw your attention. One that journals are very much like precious stones, right? I'm showing this precious stone, like this precious stone. They're very much like that. So you really, when you're going to use the journal to help you create a vision for your business, make sure it's a journal that calls to you, that you're attracted to. Because if it's just a regular old journal, what's going to happen is it's just there. You know, we get curious when things hold our attention. So get a journal that's going to hold your attention. And then put pen to paper or even your fingers to the keyboard and articulate out loud your dreams, your goals, and your aspirations. Why out loud? Because then you actually flood your brain. Remember, we were talking about that critical voice, and you actually are talking to that critical voice in your head so that you're saying the mantra, you're saying my vision is, and then you go and you write it. The act of writing, the act of hearing your voice together solidifies your vision, but also serves as a daily reminder of what you're working towards. Así es que cuando empiecen a poner su visión, la tienen en la mente, acuérdense que agarren un journal que les atrae, que tiene algo que les atrae a ustedes, que les gusta, porque lo que pasa es que si nada más empezamos a escribir en los journals y no nos atrae la atención, entonces no nos ayuda. Y acuérdense que cuando usamos la pluma, la mano, que estamos usando las teclas, es importante que empiecen a decir en voz alta lo que están escribiendo para que la voz acá dentro de la cabeza nos escuche. So visualizing and writing are two powerful tools. And then you add voice to it. really, it's a trimodal learning experience that is critically important for you to be able to do it. So these three things together gain their true strength when they're combined with your belief. And that's important. Remember that you've got to believe what you're doing. You must believe in the possibility of your vision becoming a reality. It's important for you to think that, okay, my vision is important to me, right? You have to remember that you have unwavering faith. You have to have unwavering faith. And this is the only time that I say you have to have. You really need to believe in yourself. You have to have that unwavering faith to overcome obstacles and turn your dreams into achievements. When you begin to do this daily practice keeps your goals at your forefront of your mind, and it fuels the passion and motivation, and it pushes you into action, because that's the truth of the matter. You must stay in action, no matter how small or insignificant you think that little action is. If you do it every day, every little insignificant action will become a big action, because then your vision becomes your North Star. It begins to guide you through the challenges and the uncertainties that are sure to come with entrepreneurship. And that's so important. Acuérdense que siendo emprendedora es un poco difícil, y a veces es más difícil que otras veces, ¿verdad? So when you know you're headed in the right direction, you can make daily decisions that align with your long-term objectives. Cuando escriben sus metas, así diario pueden ver las metas y decir, ok, sí voy en el camino donde tengo que estar. You begin to prioritize your tasks that bring you closer to your vision. And then you begin to discard the distractions that lead you astray. If you have it written down in the journal that hold your attention, and you begin to read it and take a moment to breathe in and just read it and say, okay, today is going to be a kick-ass day. Your vision then begins to be your compass that steers you and your entrepreneurial journey toward success. But I want you to remember this. Success is not really an end goal, right? Once you make a certain success, usually, our humanness wants us to do a second, right? And so you go beyond. But I want to remind you, because one of the things that I forget to do, and I'm guilty of this, is to celebrate the small wins along the way, because that's going to keep you focused as well. And so the next tip I have is tip number 2 is to master bilingual communication. If you are a Latina entrepreneur, now they have apps. Duolingo. My kids are doing the Duolingo to learn a different language. As a Latina entrepreneur, as a mujerpreneur, as a BIPOC womanpreneur, your bilingual skills are a valuable asset that can set you apart in the business world. So I want you to remember this. And I'm going to repeat it again. Your bilingualism is a valuable asset that can set you apart in the business world. Now, I remember being slapped over and over and over. Actually, I was slapped 3 times, not in the same day, but for speaking Spanish. Thank God my parents were like, you must speak the language, the Spanish language and the English language equally well, so that you can actually carry on a conversation with an intelligent person in both languages. And I remember that so well. So now I share with you, to harness the full potential of this asset, your bilingualism, it's essential to make it a daily habit to improve your language proficiency in both English, Spanish, or whatever dual languages you speak. Do not lose your language. Bilingualism opens doors to new markets and expands your reach. Let me repeat that. Bilingualism expands and opens your doors to new markets, and it begins to expand your reach. And as an entrepreneur, as a mujerpreneur, it's really important that you understand that you can effectively communicate in both languages, because then you begin to break down barriers, language barriers, and that allows you to connect with a wider audience. Imagine. So the other day, I was so blown away because somebody from Spain reached out to me, said, hey, I'm a mujerpreneur. Estoy en España. I'm here in España, and I want to be on your podcast. And I was like, yay. So whether you're dealing with customers, whether you're dealing with clients, or whether you're dealing with your partners, being bilingual is an asset, and it boosts your credibility and it fosters trust. It's important that you understand that bilingualism is a tool for effective communication, and it is the cornerstone of your business success. By mastering both languages, you gain a competitive edge, enabling you to reach diverse customers and to forge meaningful connections. Acuérdense que estando en los Estados Unidos, estando en México, en donde quiera que estés, es muy importante que siempre entiendas que ser bilingüe es algo sumamente importante para el éxito de tu negocio. Y entre más puedes equilibrar las dos lenguas y usarlas efectivamente, entonces abres más puertas para tu éxito. So you become more versatile in your marketing efforts, and you tailor your messaging to resonate with different cultural backgrounds. That is so important, right? It is really important. And furthermore, bilingualism enhances your problem-solving abilities. You can navigate complex negotiations, understand diverse perspectives, and adapt to various business environments with ease. So you are actually enhancing your brain power. Being bilingual enhances your brain power. So in the daily hustle of entrepreneurship, being bilingual, mujeres chulas hermosas, equips you with a powerful tool. En el mundo de negocios, es muy importante que entiendas, chula, hermosa, que ser bilingüe es una herramienta sumamente poderosa. It's not just about speaking two languages. It's about the fact that you can bridge cultures, and you can foster inclusivity, and you can amplify your impact. So embrace the journey of your daily bilingual language improvement, and think of it as an investment in your business and in your future success of your business. Acuérdate, quiero que en realidad abraces el camino de usar las dos lenguas y ser proficiente en las dos lenguas que tú vayas a saber. Si es español, inglés, francés, lo que tú quieras. Pero acuérdate que cuando empiezas a aprender esa segunda lengua y empiezas a trabajar en las dos lenguas, lo que pasa en el cerebro es sumamente importante y te ayuda en el camino y acuérdate que es una inversión en tu negocio y en el éxito de tu negocio en el futuro. Muy importante. So I want you to remember, bilingualism is an asset. Many times I thought it was not. And I lost my Spanish for a while because I was told by teachers, and I was also told by one really big social media guru that I should not brand myself as the Latina business coach. Believe it or not, it was in 2020, and this person was still telling me, no, do not brand yourself as the Latina business coach. And I was like, oh, wow. But anyway, so that's a little story, little tidbit. And I want you to remember that I am totally for building relationships and embracing consistent networking, which leads me to tip number 3. Embrace consistent networking. Something you have to do all the time. Now, mind you, I'm an ambivert. What that means is sometimes I'll go out there and I will be very social, but I enjoy my quietness. I enjoy my little office. I enjoy my house. I enjoy my little yard. Actually it's a big yard, but I enjoy it. And it's important that I get out there as well and build relationships, because building relationships is the lifeblood of entrepreneurship. So I want you to think about this. Dedicate time each day. Put it in your calendar, whether it's in person or at local events or virtually through social media or industry groups. While it may seem like a simple daily practice, consistent networking can lead to collaborations and partnerships and invaluable insights. Acuérdense que salir fuera de la zona de confort y hacer networking es muy importante. But networking, I want to share, isn't about collecting a stack of business cards. For the longest time, I thought networking meant I'm going to go out there and I'm going to collect a whole bunch of business cards. Then when I got home, I looked at the business cards and thought, what was I thinking? Who is this person? They're never going to buy from me. And I don't think that together we're going to make anything happen. So was really like, why am I collecting these cards? And then they go in the recycle. And I was realizing that what was happening was I was making what is called superficial connections. ¿Verdad? Acuérdense que networking no es nada más que van a salir y van a empezar a acumular las tarjetas de negocio, ¿verdad? Eso no nos ayuda en nada. Es crear relaciones genuinely, right? Genuinely with individuals who share the passion or can contribute to your business, or you can contribute to their business growth, whatever it is. But these connections can become your trusted advisors, collaborators, and even lifelong friends. And that's why you need to continue to network. Your daily interactions in the business community can lead to opportunities that you might not have encountered otherwise. You might even stumble upon a mentor who guides you through challenges or you discover a potential partner for a new project. Or you find a supportive community that keeps you motivated. And in this day and age, I'm going to tell you, amigas chulas hermosas, staying motivated is key number 1 to the success of your business. En este mundo digital, que ya estamos en el mundo digital and online marketing, online networking is just as crucial. Very crucial. So engage with your community on social media platforms, join relevant forums, and participate in discussions. Don't just post and ghost. Share your expertise and then learn from others. Every interaction you take on social media should be very thought out. Whether it's a virtual or in person, it's a chance to grow. If you think about networking as a chance to grow your network and enrich your entrepreneurial journey, you'll change your mind. Acuérdense, si es virtual, en persona, es sumamente importante que sigan haciendo networking, ¿verdad? Creando esas redes sociales que te va a ayudar a sacar tu negocio adelante. So consistent networking isn't just a one-time effort. It's a long-term strategy that can pay strong dividends. So make it, amigas chulas hermosas, make it a daily habit to connect, to engage, and to nurture relationships. Put it in your calendar. I have it in my calendar for 20 minutes every day, 20 in the morning, 20 in the afternoon. I get on the social media and before I post anything, I make sure that I have commented on at least 3 to 5 people's posts. And then I also send a DM. Your network, I promise, if you do this every day, your network will become a valuable asset that's going to help you propel your business forward and enrich your entrepreneurial experience. That, my friends, is the importance, ¿verdad? Sacarle jugo a la experiencia de ser emprendedora es sumamente importante. Así es que quiero que se acuerden que cuando salimos a hacer networking es parte de crear esa red de amigos, esa red de conexiones que nos pueden ayudar a sacar nuestro negocio adelante. So there you have it, amigas. The first 3 tips to create a 6-figure business through simple daily practices. Remember, it all starts with a clear vision, number 1. Number 2, mastering your bilingual communication. And number 3, consistent networking, right? Consistent networking. That's critically important. So, amigas chulas hermosas, think about the first 3. Because next week, we're going to be adding 3 more. So these 3 practices can become your building blocks of your entrepreneurial journey. It can provide the foundation upon which you, amigas chulas, your success can flourish. So I want you to think about this. Embrace them with your dedication, enthusiasm, and at the same time, watch your business take strides toward that 6-figure milestone, right? That 6-figure milestone. So let me share. In the next episode, we'll delve deeper into scaling your business, some marketing strategies, maintaining a healthy work-life balance, and stay tuned. And don't forget that if you're listening to me and watching me on the Coach Marti Angel YouTube channel, don't forget to subscribe, or please remember to subscribe and share the podcast with your fellow mujerpreneurs. I would be so greatly, greatly appreciative. So if today's episode, though, resonated with you, I'd be incredibly agradecida, grateful, if you could share this podcast con tus amigas, tu familia, o cualquier persona que pudiera beneficiarse de él. Share it with your friends, your family, or your coworkers, or your network marketing team. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Give me a 5-star rating, y acuérdate de dejar una reseña, because your support, your apoyo, helps me to help more mujerpreneurs gain clarity and focus on who they serve so they can up-level from brick and mortar to click and order. Quédense sintonizadas for our next episode, and we'll be explorando all of the topics, the last 3 that I was talking about. Créanme, trust me, it's worth it. So make sure I see you next week as well. right here in the Mujer de Exito Unbounded podcast. Gracias por estar aquí, chulas hermosas. Les deseo un hermoso día. Gracias, thank you, and have a great day. Namaste.